wish I'd have grabbed something. There was something I wanted to grab.
We'll go grab it. You got time, man. We're not starting. The starting soon screen. It's a new year. Anything can happen.
I'm gonna change hats since these are the vibes we on.
Oh yeah. Do I want a hat? I don't think I want a hat. I got a fresh haircut. I'm gonna keep my hair out and about.
I wear a hat literally every day of my life. So
I know you stay with the hats. I can't wear hats too often, man. It gives me headaches weirdly.
Gotta have hats that fit. I have a couple that don't fit me that well.
I don't know if you remember watching me play baseball in high school, but I was always fucking with my hat. Every time something was happening, it was just hat. Gotta mess with it. Gotta take the hat off.
I mean, that's just a baseball player thing, though.
Well, I don't know.
Like,
I guess you're probably right about that, but my reasoning was not to be a baseball player thing. It was just like I had to adjust it. It was a necessity. I had to.
Can I tell you a weird thing? So when I worked at Lids back in the day, when I lived in Louisiana, there was these hats made by Top of the World, but they had memory foam.
Yeah.
Like, they had memory foam right here. And I had one, and it was very comfortable. The hat was very comfortable to wear.
Right.
Turn my iPad down, actually. The hat was very comfortable to wear, but I actively didn't like wearing it because when I have a hat on, and I need to scratch my forehead, I just want to be able to wiggle my hat and scratch my forehead.
Wait a minute, do that
but
again?
That hat,
do that again?
Like,
you want to wiggle your forehead? Well, actually, you know, it's funny. Will you say that? First of all, welcome. I guess we're live now. We're not starting soon screen anymore. I have also become accustomed to the bucket hat. That's my shit now, man. I love the bucket hat. They don't give me headaches.
I like bucket hats. And I have exactly one. It's like a duck camo Yeti bucket hat.
Yeah.
But I never wear it because I forget that I have it. And I wanted a Cowboys new era bucket hat for the longest, but I could never find one that was big enough for my head because I have to wear, my hats are huge.
Because you got that absolute Cornwallis head ass of yours, that gigantic massive head of yours, 13 gallons.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're live, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Football season is back, baby.
Yes. I can't believe it.
This is year number 5 that we're doing this podcast, Daryl. Do you realize that?
Yeah, I don't know how to process that. And it's weird because when I think about when we first started, I think about just where our lives were so different, you know?
I was in a very different place when we started this podcast.
Yeah. We had the COVID show where you came to visit me and we sat 5 feet apart.
Yep.
It
was cold in Georgetown that day.
It was really, really cold.
I remember that day.
I wish we could get some cold now.
Yes, oh my God.
I've had enough.
I'm going to get this out the way earlier. If you're going to listen to a song today, go listen to The Boys of Fall by Kenny Chesney, because that's the best song about football ever written.
As soon as enough people listen to that song, the fall actually comes in. That's actually when it starts feeling nice outside.
I need Paul Wall to take a deep breath.
Kenny Chesney hauls in the fall, and Michael Bublé hauls in the winter, you see.
Yeah, I agree.
It changes over time.
But yeah, it's not fall
It used to be
weather.
Frank Sinatra that would haul in the winter. Now it's Michael Bublé.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know who hauled in the fall before Kenny Chesney, though.
I don't know.
It's a good question. Well, let me ask you this. We had this discussion the other day because it just kind of came up in conversation. But here's my question to you. Right now, the devil could come to you and say, hey, real quick, the Cowboys can go to the Super Bowl this year, however they lose. Would you rather that, or they just not go to the Super Bowl at all?
I've said this 1,000 times. I would rather them not go than them go and lose.
See, I'd rather they go and lose.
Because I know what a first-round loss in the playoffs feels like.
Yeah.
But I don't know what a Super Bowl loss.
I don't
know
either.
what a World Series loss feels like watching the Astros. I don't know what a...
But I want to find out. Because at least then we're relevant. If you make the Super Bowl, You lose the Super Bowl, all right, that kind of sucks. But
Have
you're
the
relevant.
Cowboys ever been irrelevant when it comes to the NFL, though?
Yes.
The media talks about us. They shit on us constantly, but they all off season. What do they talk about? The Cowboys.
Wow.
That's just what it is. Also, folks, we're gonna be doing college ball.
Yeah.
But we haven't,
It's a very different
first time
year.
watchers. Welcome to Hashbrowns and Hashmarks.
Yes.
YouTube channel. This is the Game Day Breakfast podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Spencer. This is my co-host Daryl.
Also known as Daryl Calls Games. Also known as Bucket Hat.
Very quality YouTuber. This gentleman is.
Very quality beard. This gentleman is. We both pointed the wrong way. You pointed that way, and I pointed this way. We pointed the wrong.
Well, because like when I'm looking at the screen, you're to my left, so that's why I was pointing.
Yeah, because we're mirrored. No, mine's correct. So yeah, do what you're doing there. That's correct. If you want to point at me, you have to point that direction.
Okay. Well, I was pointing this way. So
This is a very professional
anyway,
show, clearly.
same as it always was. This is what podcast should be.
I'm going to the.
We don't get paid
but we're going to the Super Bowl, Spencer.
Yeah, we are.
We're going. We're not
And
going to
gonna
win
have
it. I'm taking the deal with the devil. We're going. We're going to be relevant again. Yes, we haven't been relevant in the past. You know how many 8 years we had, all while we were in high school and middle school.
In a row.
So many. Yes, we were
Tony
not
Romo
relevant.
and Jason Witten deserved Super Bowl rings, and if Jason Garrett hadn't been our coach for so long, they would have gotten them.
Sometimes.
And if we wouldn't got cheated against the Packers in 2014.
Well, yeah, that one does hurt.
Yes, sir, it does.
I maintain the fact that we would have found a way to lose that game still. I guess we did.
I wanted the chance to win. We didn't get the chance to win. It was stolen from us.
It still baffles me, by the way. Your thoughts on Zeke Elliott going to New England?
Cool.
I agree, Will.
I wanted him to keep playing ball, but it was time for him to leave the Cowboys. I love Zeke, and I always will. But, that 2016 season, his rookie season, him and Dak, incredible year. That game against the Steelers, oh my God.
That's one of the best
football
all-time
games I was ever played.
Yeah. Whenever Big Ben marched down the field and then faked the spike and tossed it. And then at that point I thought, okay, we're done, right? But then all of a sudden here comes Zeke up the middle, like 20 yards, broke one loose.
Yeah. You know when I thought we were done? Do you remember 2021 against the Patriots? Mm-hmm. When Diggs caught that pick six and they came right back out and just bombed one.
Yeah, it was
game up?
It was a very similar vibe.
God.
Where an entire ball game happens in the last 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
There
is something to be said about the last 2 minutes of play in the NFL, or honestly it's more entertaining than the last 2 minutes of any other sport.
Go watch the last 2 minutes of a basketball game that's close. I promise you it'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even have to watch the rest of the game. Just look up the score. If the score is close, watch the last 2 minutes.
It's all the false finishes.
I promise you it'll be the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Well, this is very casual. We don't really have a format this year. We're just going to be talking about football in general. Last year, if you remember right, I did lots of graphics. Actually, I just realized, do I even have the... I think so last year I had, what do we do? We have these, and then I had these little result graphics that would come in. Yeah. We're not doing that again. You know why? Because it's a pain in the ass to make. We're not doing that. So, but we are going to, I think we should. How do you want to do it?
I highly appreciate you putting in the amount of work you did into those graphics. They were very good.
It was fun. It was fun, but it was a lot. I think this year we still pick games. How do you want to do this? So this is going to be kind of a housekeeping show, I guess. How do you want to do it? Do you want to pick NFL games as well as college games? Do we want to just pick featured games from both levels? Do we even want to pick? Do we just want to talk about what happened? What do you want to do, man? What's this year looking like?
I think we should pick games. That's what we've always kind of done. But I think maybe we do a few college games, a few NFL games. I actually have a challenge that I would like to propose to you. I don't know. I don't gamble on sports. I've never bet on sports. There's part of me that kind of wants to, but I don't want to risk a high amount of money. But I was going to suggest that maybe like every week we put in like $5 on like DraftKings, the both of us, and we like bet the spreads. We bet whatever, and whoever makes the most money at the end of that betting day wins. wins.
Is this a moment where I have to sit you down like a father and a son and tell you that that's illegal in the state we live in? Sports
You
betting.
can bet on sports.
No, you can't. I've looked into it.
Oh, well,
You
that's why I
cannot.
don't bet on sports, people, because I
Yeah.
live in a state where it's illegal.
Correct.
I mean, they could probably figure out that if we're both Cowboys fans, they probably know what state we're from.
Yeah, so at least until
Well, yeah.
2025, at which point it will be revisited and probably also shut down again. So
Which
it
is
what it
dumb
is.
because, no, this has got me thinking about this now. I've been watching the Cowboys preseason games.
Yeah,
Their biggest sponsor for the Cowboys broadcast is WinStar Casino. That casino is in Oklahoma.
yeah, that checks out. A lot of Cowboys fans in Oklahoma because they don't have it. There's no Oklahoma football teams. You know.
As a lot of you see, it's weird, right? I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm also a Houston Astros fan. So I get the big Houston versus Dallas sports rivalry on Twitter because I follow a bunch of Cowboys people and a bunch of Astros people. And there's a guy I watch who makes really cool stuff. His name is RJ Ochoa. He covers the Cowboys and the Astros. So you get this big rivalry back and forth, and I'm like, I only care about one team from each city. Like, I'm neutral about all the other ones, and so like,
It's funny how we draw
And
those
here-
lines, isn't it? Because I'm the same,
Yeah.
but that's just how I was raised, and I just rolled with it.
yeah,
You know?
I'm a Cowboys fan because my mom's a Cowboys fan. She grew up watching the Cowboys and win their Super Bowls in the '70s. And-
Callie recently, okay, so last year, Callie, she's never really had a team. She's always kind of halfway rooted for the Cowboys because that's what people around her, sort of rooted for. But she's never really had a team. She's never really cared that much. But she had the luxury because she does enjoy football. And of course, we went to A&M, so we always were rooting for the Aggies. Like, that was a layup, obviously. But she's never really had an NFL team. She had the pleasure of just picking a team that she wanted to pick. And I thought,
And
like,
she
how...
picked one of the best ones.
And I just thought, like, as an adult person, I could do that. I could just, if I wanted to, I could be like, I am picking this team. It is arbitrary. I am not, like, I have not signed a contract to be a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I could pick any team and be a fan of them. But, like, I was,
But also-
but there's something to these.
Can't-
There's
it's that thing you talk
baggage.
about in your video, Daryl. It's the baggage. It's the emotional connections. It's that thing you talked about in your video about like the
Sunk cost.
sunk cost fallacy. Exactly. I made it this far. Why not keep up with it?
And I don't even think of it as sunk cost. I just think of it as like the things we've been through together, like the things we have been through as Dallas Cowboys fans, are going to make the eventual Super Bowl. And God, I hope it happens in our life. They're
Daryl-
going to make it. They're going to make it what it is. It's going to feel earned.
Oh, for sure, Daryl. If there are people who already think Cowboys fans are annoying, I try to be a not annoying Cowboys fans. But when we win the Super Bowl, when it happens, because it's gonna happen,
It may not happen in our
I
lifetimes.
am.
Have you thought
going
about
to
that?
be- I don't want to think about that, Daryl. I really don't.
But think about it. Like, there's a possibility in our lifetimes it will never happen. Have you come to peace with that?
No, I haven't.
That you need to, because it's a strong possibility. I believe. I mean, I'm here for it every single year, but I have accepted fully that the best we may get is Dak going into Green Bay his first year and winning the game as a rookie. Big moments like that. Moments maybe
Yeah.
all we get.
But anyway, if
Change this
we ever
topic
win
because
the
I'm
Super Bowl, yeah, if we ever win the Super Bowl, I am going to be the most obnoxious human being on planet Earth.
Oh, I know you're gonna be disrespectful as hell.
For the next year, I'm going to be the most disrespectful. Like, I'm not even going to talk football with people if they're trying to hate on the Cowboys. I'm like, is your team the defending Super Bowl champions? No, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. Bro.
You're not even gonna say hello to anybody. You're just gonna walk into a room. How about them
How about the
Cowboys?
Cowboys?
Yeah, just every time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm turning that into a greeting. Like how A&M fans say howdy and Aggie. I said A&M and Aggie.
Hang on. My
A&M fans say.
Hold up. My boss is calling. How about them Cowboys? Just that's how you answer the phone now. Brian, welcome back. How you doing?
What's up, Brian?
Ran
We
late
were
to my
just talking a second
concert.
ago.
Here for a while.
Anyway,
with my
speaking of
lapel,
concerts, I was gonna go to a concert tonight, but we're doing a show, so but no, yeah. And I told my boss he might pop in here. I need to put the link in our work chat. I told him, I was like, look, bro, If we go to the Super Bowl, I'm not coming to work the next day.
Oh yeah. Oh God, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I might show up.
Super Bowl Monday should be a national holiday, anyways.
I agree. I might show up to the building, but I am not going to be there in a work capacity. Yeah. Because one of two things are going to be happening. I'm going to be really happy and really hungover, or I'm going to be really sad and really hungover.
I totally agree.
So,
Brian, what are the Ducks doing this year, man? What are they looking like? Because I have fallen off college football. I don't even know what's happening. Today I had.
Bo Nix is a Heisman contender.
That's true. Oh, that's right. Bo Nix is still there, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I would fully.
It's going to be very good.
If they put it to a vote in America that Labor Day could be moved to the Monday after the Super Bowl, I would be completely fine with that, because that's when it's really needed. You know what I'm saying? That feels like the move. I would move any holiday there, just about. Easiest 10-2 bet amount. Really? Okay, so it's gonna be a big year for the Ducks then. Had no clue.
I can tell you what in my opinion, one of those two losses is gonna be.
Oh yeah. Well, wait, we have conference realignment. Who are they playing this year? Or has any of the realignment
still in the Pac-12?
But nothing changes to 2025 for anybody.
Nothing changes until 2024. The Ducks are still in the Pac-12. The Pac-12 exists for this year.
This is the last stand year is what's happening. Yeah,
yes,
that's
sir.
right.
It changes next year.
I should know this. I work for. Anyways,
I think the Ducks have to play USC in the regular season. Mm-hmm. I think they dropped that game. It's going to be very close, but that's one of the games I can see them watching.
Caleb Williams is coming back. Got a lot of starters coming back.
Yeah.
Got a lot of new weapons.
Here's my early prediction for an early season upset that's going to put a team that I'm very high on this year on the map. September 9th. Oregon at Texas Tech in Lubbock.
Ooh.
I think Texas Tech wins that game.
Do you really?
I think it's gonna be a barn burner. I think Tech wins a close one and gets their name out there, and I think they're gonna be in the running for the Big 12 championship.
You know what they do have going for them in that game is the heat.
The heat.
Because absolutely, that is going to be a game changer. I'm trying to find. Okay, Oregon, Texas Tech. Texas Tech isn't ranked for preseason right now. I'm just looking at this.
Which is why it's going to be an upset.
However, the power index has Oregon with only a 50% chance to win it. So, who knows?
I think Tech's going to be very good this year. I think it's going to come down between Texas Tech, and Kansas State for the Big 12.
Last year Tech won their last 5, and their only loss before that was TCU, and of course it's only showing 5 games. But yeah, the last game they lost to was TCU, which, as we know, went to the national championship. Let's not think about what happened.
That was a fluke.
Let's not think about what happened to Natty. However, Tech was built kind of fucking different last year.
Yeah, they beat Texas. Oh,
are you sure about that, Brian?
Did you see? Now, Brian's told me that it gets pretty hot up there.
I'm sure it does.
Wave up there. They had a heat wave up there last year, but these poor people in the Pacific Northwest, because it doesn't really get that hot or that cold up there, according to Brian, they don't have air conditioning.
Yeah, no, that's very true. That's true for a lot of states. Unlike we have to have it,
being
otherwise
from Texas, I would bro.
We'd be incinerated.
Yeah, I work in a warehouse all day, every day, and the second I step through the door, Shrek starts arguing with my butt about whose swamp it is. So,
first of all, you can't just drop that line and just not think we're going to pause everything and ridicule you for it. You said what?
Shrek starts arguing with my butt about whose swamp they're in. Anyway.
Don't repeat that. For God's sakes.
It scares the wildlife. Anyway.
It scares the wildlife.
There was a possum at work the other day. It was kind of funny.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you scared it away.
I actually did, because I tried to get close to it and it ran off.
Yeah, that's what
usually if a
do.
possum gets that close to people, it's because it's sick.
See, I've heard that, but I've also never confirmed that with the possum. How do you know that? Why? How does knowledge like that just get around?
Scientists, I think.
Scientists, you think?
Yeah.
Let me look this up.
Scientists do a lot of thinking there.
So let's think about this for a second. Why would a possum come near me? Let's look this up. Why
I would love to see a football mascot be called the Possums.
Come near me. Let's look this up. The nocturnal opossum. Do I need
What
to
is
allow
their
my
nocturnal?
location for this? The nocturnal opossum is attracted to our neighborhoods by the availability of water, pet food left out at night, and overripe, rotting fruit that has fallen from our trees. The opossum, in turn, helps keep our neighborhoods clean and free of unwanted, harmful garden pests. This is not the answer to my questions. No, it looks like they just want food. Is there food in your warehouse?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, there's food in the refrigerator, but the possum wasn't anywhere near the break room.
Okay, but do you know what this possum's full agenda was? Maybe the possum's been scoping out the place for a while. Did you ever think that maybe that opossum has been there before and you didn't notice it?
I very well could have.
Do you think it's possible that the opossum
maybe it was after one of the birds that flies in our warehouse sometimes?
Bingo. All I'm saying is don't assume the worst about my friend the opossum.
I absolutely wasn't.
I'm not sure why I got on this, but anyways.
Anyway.
It sneezed and had a doctor's note. So, yes. What games do we have this weekend? Apparently there are games this weekend. Actually, I can pull this up.
There are week 0 games tomorrow.
There are. Is there anyone we care about?
The biggest one of them being Navy versus Notre Dame in Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, go Navy. I'll never say that again this year, but please.
Go Navy, yeah.
USC starts off, too. They play San Jose State, which, of course, they'll tee off on them, but it'll be a
UNC, you said?
No, USC.
USC. Mm-hmm. Let me look.
Ooh, we got Florida and Utah kicking things off next Thursday. We know that'll be fun.
Oh, my God. That rematch, bro. Also,
it was a good
NFL
game last
fans,
year.
I'm going to need y'all to stop hating on Anthony Richardson. This man is going to be a baller, and y'all are going to feel dumb for not thinking so.
Is he? Is he, though?
Yes.
Is he, though?
Anthony Richardson is a stud, and I hope he does well for the Colts.
Well, I hope he does, too.
I hope he gets his number 15 jersey. I don't know who for the Colts is wearing 15 right now, but I hope they give it to Anthony Richardson so he can get the AR-15.
Well, you know what? Let's look at some stats. Let's go to the board. Let's just see if we can get some good stats, because now I'm curious. How is...
I will say this, though, and I've noticed this trend when it comes to college and the NFL, when it comes to the NFL. I've noticed this trend.
All right, I'm listening.
And sometimes it works out good, and other times it does not. And this is going to segue me into a thing that just happened a little while ago. Consistently, every year for the past few years, I have noticed that there is a quarterback in college that you may have heard of, may not have heard of, comes out maybe didn't play as a freshman, didn't start as a sophomore, had an okay junior season, and then they ball out their senior season, and it gets them like a top 10.
Yep, that's kind of what happened for him.
Perfect example, Trey Lance. I like Trey Lance because I like North Dakota State. Trey Lance had one... in his entire career, he's played less than 300 snaps of football. That's college and NFL combined.
Really? That's a red flag for me.
Because he had that one good year, but he got shut next year.
That's right, I COVID.
So, and then he opted out of the COVID year, and then he went to the draft the next year.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of tape on him. If he would have stayed in... I like the guy because I like mobile quarterbacks, and I think he just needs to get a shot.
Well, and
Speaking of getting a shot,
Trey Lance was all I heard about.
Traded.
He got traded to the Cowboys.
Yeah. The 49ers, them picking Trey Lance number 3 overall in that draft is probably going to go down as one of the worst draft picks ever.
Yeah, and the fact that the Cowboys are going to get him for a fourth rounder is a big deal.
For a fourth rounder. Now, don't sleep on fourth round picks because we got Dak in the 4th round, and Dak's that guy. So, but
is he?
They traded 3 first round picks for Trey Lance. One of those first round picks became Micah Parsons.
Really?
Yes.
I never realized that. That's kind of wild, actually.
I was just watching a video about this the other day, or like maybe earlier today, actually. TikTok, and he was talking about how it was like the worst trade of all time.
Yeah.
Because they traded 3 first round picks, and those first round picks ended up being I don't remember who the other ones were, but one of them ended up being Micah Parsons.
Well, hindsight's always 2020.
Yeah. Who, in my opinion, is going to win Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, I mean, you have a hell of an argument for that. I mean, he's having he's an amazing fall camp apparently right now.
I never make big, sweeping, bold predictions about football season because I just like to see what it comes. And the Cowboys
never.
When it comes to like college, I do. The NFL, I don't because I'm a Cowboys fan.
This is gonna be 2007 again. This is 2007 every year with you. I can't believe it.
Anyway, so here's my predictions for the Cowboys.
All right.
We're going to be number 1 in the NFC. We're going to win the division. We're going to have the best defense in the NFL. And Micah Parsons is going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay. What if only 3 of those things happen? What do you want?
Division, first place in the NFC, best defense in the league.
So you just say, just fuck Micah Parsons.
Award for team success. I love Micah Parsons, but he's also got to compete with like T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald.
He does.
And yeah,
well,
so
and the other thing you got to think about is that he's going to draw the double teams now, which is when you're going to have one of these new guys, like who's the guy that they just drafted for Michigan State,
Smith,
which he's looked back and forth in the preseason. He's getting double teamed, sure, but
also I am so distraught at the fact that Marvin Overshown tore his ACL.
Yeah,
he was going to be so good this season.
Yeah,
like, look, we still have Michael Parsons and Leighton Vander Esch, and we have good linebackers. But we might want to trade for like a veteran to like just get some reps.
Well, who was it that the Ravens just got? You said they traded for somebody the other day.
Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah. Which I mean, good God, he's got to be. He's been in the league for like 10 years now, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know that that's a big deal or not at this point.
Yeah, like.
All I remember about him was him getting drafted to the Texans after he had that crazy bowl game where he tackled the guy, made him fumble, then recovered the fumble.
That was the best ball don't lie moment in history.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Because the play before that, South Carolina had the ball, and they clearly got a first down. But
in all my years.
The chain, and they marked it.
I'm going to find the clip.
It's this much short. And then all the South Carolina players are, what are you talking about? And then they line up, and Jadeveon Clowney just rushes up the middle, hits the snot out of that Michigan guy. Ball pops out. He grabs it with his left hand and just tucks it in here.
I'm about to find the clip because it is legendary.
It's the best ball don't lie moment in history.
If I could get these damn ads to go away. It was incredible. And it's funny because when you watch the clip too, you're like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like it was one of those situations where the referee does something that makes absolutely no sense. So this play unravels, right? They go around the side. It's close. Sure, he reaches out. Of course, it's going to be one of these. This is 4th down, right?
Oh, I spoke wrong. Michigan had the ball.
Now look where the ball is at.
And it should have went over on downs.
Mm-hmm. Look where the ball is at. This is really important. Let's see where the ball is. Now watch this. They're going to hold the ball. This is all right, man. Bring out the thing. We're going to take a look. We're going to take a look. We're going to wait. We're going to measure it. Boom. Now right there. Now is that ball short or is that ball past the line? Looks at it. First down. Look at Steve Spurrier about to shit on the floor. This man is beside himself.
Yeah.
Very clearly it was short.
The old ball coach.
Now tell me that people don't get paid off in sports. Tell me referees don't get paid off.
Oh, they absolutely do.
Next play. Here's Jadeveon Clowney. And this is what's supposed to happen.
Number 7 in Scarlet.
Boom.
Coming up right up the middle.
Look at that.
Bay-laden. You know what this was? It didn't happen before. It didn't happen until a couple of years later, but Denard Robinson was in that clip. This is what he gets for taking the NCAA 14 cover away from Ryan Swope.
Well, that's one way to look at it. But everything about this clip, man, is just like the way I think he basically goes unblocked. I think they completely blew the assignment.
And I don't know how you don't block Jadeveon Clowney.
Takes a step.
Who at that time?
Takes a step. That guy missed his block. That's what it was. I think 33 was supposed to pick him up, and I think he just ran right past him.
Boom.
Because boom.
He just.
Yeah, 36, the fullback, I think was supposed to take, and then just, bah! Helmet comes off, grab the ball. Just palms it, too. Watch really closely here what he does.
Give me that.
One hand. Look how he picked up that ball.
Hey, you know what it looks like? You ever seen the old school draft photos of the basketball players palming a basketball like this? I can't do it. That's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what he did. He just got in his mind, pulls it in, stands up, becomes a statue. I mean, that's incredible.
Clock, question mark, cleaned. Ticket, question mark, punched.
Yes. No, that was lovely. And I'm sure that there were Ohio State fans watching that out there that were just like, yep, you love to see that.
Yeah, because before these last 2 years, that was the last season at Michigan and Ohio State.
So.
Also, can you hear me? Okay, I feel like my.
No, you're fine. I've been watching your audio. You're good.
Okay. Cool. I just always want to be checking. Speaking of NFL, I bought the new Madden, which I hadn't done in many years, and I'm having an absolute blast playing this game.
That's wonderful. It's been a while since I've done that.
And I might buy the NBA 2K when it's out too, because I miss playing sports video games. And I'm shocked that the new Madden and the new 2K are still on the PS4, because the PS5's been out for 4 years now.
Well, that's the thing. It's been a whole saga of people trying to actually get PS5s, because the first of that 4 years, the first 2.5, maybe 3. It was
COVID.
Not just that it was COVID. It was also it was just hard to get them. I mean, they went in stores, but they just weren't there. They just could not keep them in stock because everything that came out about them was extremely positive.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy one eventually, because when the new NCAA game comes out next summer, it's probably gonna be next gen exclusive. So.
May not, honestly.
Maybe not.
It may not.
If it's on the PS4,
Yeah, of course. I don't know where they're gonna draw the line, but.
But I played an incredible game of Madden the other day that I was talking to y'all about in Discord. Mm-hmm. I was the Cowboys as usual. My opponent picked the Giants, and we were playing in the Giants stadium. I come out. I got the ball first. Went down, tried to score. Couldn't make anything happen. Punted the ball to him. He goes down and scores. He didn't return it. He just had a long drive, went down and scored. I tried to score again. I tried to get down there, just couldn't get anything going. Punted back. He goes down and score. It's 14-0 my opponent. And it's almost halftime. Mm-hmm. I get the ball back, and I go on this crazy long drive, and I throw a pass to CeeDee Lamb, and it was a touchdown. Also, you can't throw deep in this Madden. It's impossible.
Huh.
Two things are going to happen. Your receiver's going to drop the ball, or you're going to get intercepted. It happens so many times. But so I go down and score.
It's fun to have the
halftime, I have to kick it back to him. He comes out, goes a few plays. I catch an interception, get the ball back on offense. I go down and score. It's 14-14, and then he gets the ball back, and he goes on this long, methodical drive. He takes the rest of the third quarter and almost all of the fourth quarter, and he is very close to field goal range.
I watched the hell out of this game.
With 21 seconds left on the clock, he goes to throw a pass that was intercepted by one of my computer players. And I ran it back for a touchdown with 10 seconds left on the clock. Damn. And I was so excited about doing that, I missed the extra point. So it was 20-14. And he had 10 seconds left. So I was like, anything can happen. So he comes out, throws something up, it gets swatted down. There's 4 seconds left, throws the bomb, no time on the clock, interception.
Put it away.
It was incredible. Yeah.
I watched the hell out of that game.
And then yesterday, I got demolished by somebody who was Jets.
Yeah.
He took a long play with Dalvin Cook on his first play up the right sideline, went down, scored a touchdown. My first play from scrimmage, I handed it off to Tony Pollard. Play was supposed to go this way, but I saw there was nobody over here this way and took 74 yards for a touchdown. It's the longest run I've had in the game so far.
Speaking of the Jets, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers going over there? Think it's going to make a difference?
Aaron Rodgers being traded to the Jets was the best thing that had happened to the Cowboys in the NFC in a long time. I was genuinely happy to know that he got traded out of the NFC and we would not have to see him unless we played against the Jets in the Super Bowl.
Which if we lose to them in the Super Bowl, man.
I'm walking into traffic. I'm gonna go stand in the middle of 35 and whatever happens, happens. Anyway.
Look at a Honda Civic.
That's funny. My wife drives a Honda Civic.
No. It's a very common car. It was low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. But
I'm interested to see what it looks like because the Jets had a hell of a defense last year. They put the Bills away that one game. And then I look at the
Cowboys' schedule, and we have to play this motherfucker in week 2, the day after my 30th birthday. Aaron Rodgers, I swear to God, if you ruin my birthday weekend, I will put a hex on it.
Well, I'm telling you, man. Will makes a good point. He says, it's crazy that the Jets are going to finish second behind the Bills and probably be looking for a wild card spot. Yeah. I mean, I think
the Jets are going to win the division.
They could. They could.
If you look at the Jets and the Dolphins, the Bills might come in third place. The Bills are very good and Josh Allen's very good, but like.
Well, and there's other stuff going on. Stephon Diggs apparently wants out. I mean, there's some stuff.
I know y'all support the Bills, but I'm gonna say this:
in preseason the other day, they looked like hell. Apparently, I heard that was a disaster. I didn't watch, but apparently they had a preseason game the other day that was just like complete trash. They might go back to looking like the old Bills.
I'm gonna say this: people talking on Dak for not getting past the first round of the playoffs. Can Josh Allen get past the AFC Championship?
Well, Aaron Rodgers couldn't. That's why he moved. He couldn't get past the NFC Championship, so that's why he jumped. But honestly, I mean,
he can't beat the 49ers. That's the problem. He can't beat the 49ers.
Neither can we, apparently. So
ain't gonna happen this year because Brock Purdy's good, but 49ers are gonna be a wild card team.
It's hilarious.
Seattle's winning that division.
Geno Smith.
Seattle's winning that division. Geno Smith is going to play like the quarterback he was destined to be.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. Geno Smith feels like just a good story because, he came in.
It is a good story.
I mean, to see somebody work their way out like that, to win the job, stick with it, stay with it, and then come out. But there's a lot of good football coming up. I'm excited about Deuce Vaughn. That's going to be awesome.
My God. This
back-to-back years, he was top 10.
Human specimen, this tiny bowling ball of a man.
Let me tell you something. 5'5", Dallas may have just found their Jose Altuve. He may be that special.
Yes. If he was 6'2", he'd have been a top 10 draft pick. Period. He would have got drafted. If he was 6'2", him and Bijan Robinson would have been the top 2 running backs taken off the board.
Bijan's going to be solid, I'm sure.
Bijan's going to be great. I want his jersey. Like, I'm not a Falcons. I'm not really a UT fan, but I like Bijan Robinson. Like,
what are the Falcons doing at quarterback right now? I know they.
Desmond Ridder.
You know who they really should have got? Obviously, it wasn't going to work out, but they had pulled out with Stetson Bennett. Oh.
He's on the Rams.
I know.
Stetson Bennett might win that job because Matthew Stafford's a little old.
Oh, he will. I guarantee you, even if he doesn't win week 1, by the end of the year, he will be the starter. That's my hot take.
You know who's going to be the starter in Vegas after a while? Aiden O'Connell out of Purdue.
Yeah, I can see that.
This boy has been slinging it all over the yard in the preseason. He's just accurate, but like he threw this one comeback route, and they were on the left hash, and he threw a comeback route way the hell over here. And you watch the play, and you think receiver's running like a 9 route, go route, and then the receiver hasn't even turned around to run the route, and the ball is out of his. It's incredible.
Yeah.
He's a pure pocket passer. Like, he just stands there and rips it. Like, just.
Speaking of Anthony Richardson, you were just talking about him a minute ago. I saw a video the other day of him on social media. Someone posted, and he was running. He goes, the caption said, this absolute dime from Anthony Richardson. He just takes up and he jumps and just hurls it slow motion. The ball just sails nowhere into the ground. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I did see one. He was running and he was turned sideways and he jumped in the air and threw it.
Yeah.
But he completed the ball he threw.
I
saw a video of Anthony Richardson. He literally was signing autographs after a Colts practice for so long that a Colts staff member had to tell him it was time to go.
Had to come get him.
They pulled up on the golf cart and was like, "Anthony, come on."
Somebody come get this man. He's being too good of a sportsman.
I want him to do big things.
I wish nothing but the best for him. I really do.
I'm tired of people hating on him. I think he's going to be incredible. That 2-point conversion play against Utah last year is still some of the crisp shit I've ever seen in my life. It was great, and nobody expected Florida to win that game.
He definitely has the it factor. I think honestly, if he does enough, I think he's going to do well this year. I think he's going to do well enough to. Because
who else do the Colts have at quarterback? They have Gardner Minshew.
I mean, the good news is for the Colts is they can only go up from here, you know. But I think
can they though? Because they're probably going to trade Jonathan.
Well, I guess it depends what they get for him. But I mean, if we know anything from Zeke and from every other running back ever, running backs are a dime a dozen.
Hey Cowboys, I know of a really good running back that's available, and you just traded for a quarterback with a lot of promise.
Yeah,
would you send Trey Lance to the Colts? Trey Lance in a first round to the Colts for Jonathan. In a heartbeat. I would do it in a heartbeat.
But if I'm the Colts, I don't like the message that sends to your new highly drafted quarterback. You know.
Also true.
I don't think that's the play for them. But yeah, I'd take it. Hell yeah. But
somebody they keep suggesting on Twitter that if Jonathan Taylor gets traded to the Eagles, please no, don't do that. Please. Don't do that.
How did the Eagles get about 8 first-round draft picks? Can somebody explain that goddamn equation to me? How is it that the Philadelphia Eagles went to the Super Bowl and had like 3 first-round draft picks?
Because the Georgia Eagle Dogs like to take Georgia's North campus.
Georgia North.
Yeah. It makes me irrationally angry how good the Eagles are.
Yeah,
and it annoyed me to no end. Like, anybody who knows me knows that I have the team I dislike in the NFL the most. And it's not because of the team or the organization. I actually like a lot of their players.
Yeah, I like Jalen Hurts.
I love Jason Kelce. Yeah. Jason Kelsey's great. I love Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is a
boy like me.
He's a big Astros fan.
And he's a pure soul, right?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
But that is the most toxic fan base in all of sports.
See, they'd say the same thing about us, though. They really would.
They do, but they're wrong.
Well, I don't like to judge fan bases because inevitably there's some really wholesome Philadelphia Eagles fans out there. You know.
Oh, of course, absolutely there are.
You know.
But the bad outweighs the good for me.
Well, the bad is louder than the good, is what you're really trying to say. The bad is what you hear.
You know what did it for me, though? I had a light bulb moment went off.
Oh, yeah?
Last year in the World Series that the Astros ended up winning the World Series last year. We played against the Philadelphia Phillies.
Who was it again that won the World Series last year? Just repeat that for me one time. Who was it that won?
The Houston
Oh, that's
Astros.
right. That's right. Hello? Who was it that won the... Go ahead.
The Houston Astros. Anyway, we played the Phillies in the World Series. And I'm on sports, social media, sports Twitter.
As you do.
And you see all these Phillies fans interact. And I'm like, these people they're horrible.
But again, they're also the loudest people.
Yeah, but then the light bulb went off. And I'm like, oh my God, they're Phillies fans. They're from Philadelphia. These people are also probably Eagles fans. That's where it's coming from. And then everything made sense.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Didn't the 76ers also lose a championship?
Yes, they lost in the championship. Philly lost 4 championships last year.
Damn. And we can't even make it to one. Well, we made it to one of the Astros fans. But
they
the Cowboys...
lost the Super Bowl, they lost the soccer championship, and they lost the World Series. And then the 76ers didn't make the finals, but lost in the playoffs.
All right.
That's why Philly needs... No, they have them all. They have all the sports. And the Flyers, I don't know what the Flyers.
Excluding the Cowboys, who would you want to see as a Super Bowl matchup next year? Who would be most entertaining next year?
Most entertaining?
Most entertaining.
Not the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I'm trying to think of teams in the NFC.
And I'm talking entertaining. I'm talking like big names. I'm talking funny coaches.
Just for the storyline of
Jags
it,
in
I
Washington.
think
That'd be fun.
Jags, Washington, yeah. Just for the storyline of it, I think Seahawks Broncos would be really funny.
I was gonna say the same shit. I really want the Broncos.
Seahawks Broncos would be hilarious.
It's give me Sean Payton just saying some uncanny shit. Give me Russell Wilson, Broncos country. That's right. I just want all that injected into my veins.
Jaguars, and I'm trying to think of a team from the NFC. Jaguars, who? Jaguars, who? I'm trying to think of an NFC. Jaguars, Lions.
I was just thinking about Jamal Williams. Where did he go? Because he left the Lions, didn't he?
Yeah, he plays for New Orleans now.
He plays for New Orleans. That'd be fun.
I'd love to see that.
That would be kind of wild.
If I ever had to
Saints versus Denver, that'd be wild.
Mm-hmm. Saints Broncos would be very good. If I ever had to pick another, if for whatever reason I couldn't Cowboys fan, I'd be my uncles lived in New Orleans.
But Jameis has to be a quarterback. It has to be Jameis.
No, it can be anybody.
No, it has to be Jameis.
I want Jameis to be on the team.
I want him to be the quarterback. I want him to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
But they have Derek Carr and Taysom Hill.
But I want him to eat a W on national television and it not be cringe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Have you seen? I know I've sent you his TikToks. It's Trap House Sports on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
He was like, it's preseason, so it's J-Boat. And he was like, he goes, he was like, Jameis Winston he only throws 50-50 balls. 50% of the time it's a pick, 50% of the time it's an interception.
I'll never forget when he said that Kyler Murray is shorter than a joystick on a PlayStation 4 controller. That's one team I'd love to see do well. But I am sad that Cliff Kingsbury's gone because I liked him. He was cool.
Where's he at now?
He plays for himself now. He just vanished. I don't know where he's at or where he's going.
He dipped off to Thailand. I thought he went and joined Lincoln Riley's staff at USC. Did I hear that?
I haven't heard that. I thought he was doing the Mike McCarthy shit and just putting himself in a corner for a couple of years and gonna look at film while he figures stuff out. Last time I saw him was like a Johnny Manziel documentary.
That's what I was about to say. Last time I saw Cliff Kingsbury, he was talking about Johnny Manziel.
Let the record show. I already told this to you, but I want to tell everybody else as well. Like there is no question that Jerry Jones wanted to sign Johnny Manziel, not because he
so bad, bro.
not because he would have been the answer to win ball games. But because
the amount of money that would have been made if Johnny goes to the Cowboys.
He is a businessman before anything else. And he knew that jersey was going to sell enough to build a second stadium if they really wanted it.
Cowboys fans, bandwagon fans would have come out the goddamn woodwork. People who had been shitting on the Cowboys for years. Talk about Cowboys this, Cowboys that, and they'll have Manziel jersey. I wanted it too. But we ended up taking the lineman that we just gave a shit ton of money to.
Oh yeah. Zach Martin,
which was objectively the correct pick.
Yeah.
We made the right choice.
Of course.
But even after all that shit in Cleveland, like people are already going to shit on the Cowboys anyway. So make a sign Johnny Manziel.
Mm-hmm.
Just have him on the team. Like, he doesn't have to play. Just put that number 2 jersey on him and put him on the sideline. Run some gadget plays with him. Do something. But the storylines that would have come out about that.
What is Cliff Kingsbury doing now?
I don't know why I feel like
I think he did go to USC.
He's on Lincoln Riley's staff.
Yeah, he's an offensive analyst at USC. Oh shit. USC actually might be that team this year. I just realized.
I think USC is going to make the playoff.
Yeah, I mean that's. Can
You
they
know-
play?
you
Can
know
they
who-
play defense though? Is a real question because Tulane would beg to differ. Tulane set them boys down. And
That
said,
game
"Listen,
was
son,
incredible.
you're actually adopted. Did you know that USC?
Michael
You're
Pratt put the team on his back and on that final drive.
Boy.
That final drive was that Jake drive from Fresno State USC like 2 years ago that I said Fresno State get all over me.
that made me so damn mad.
I said they were going to win by a field goal and they won 4.
Especially,
but yeah,
I'm ready for
that
football.
was-
I'm so glad it's here. It's football season. I'm feeling it. All the memories are coming back. I can't wait to just sit around and watch football for 14 hours
Hold
over the
on.
weekend.
All right, Daryl. We're gonna. You and your wife are into yoga, so we're gonna do some brief exercises. I just want you.
All right. Yeah,
You smell that?
I do.
Football season.
Yes.
When we were in high school, and I
Where's
was in
Les
band,
Miles?
I need it.
I need
Did
him.
you see that video of Coach O talking to those girls?
No, what happened
He
there?
looked tanned and like toned and shit, and he was walking with his fiance.
What the
and they were
fuck?
just like, yeah, he was in like some
Fiance,
foreign
he got
country.
remarried?
Yeah, he's got a fiance now.
Coach O out here moving on with his life.
He needs to coach somebody.
He does.
I
He
don't
does.
care who it. He should be coaching LSU, but
Kansas?
But I love what he. No, because they have Lance Leipold.
They do have Leipold, yeah.
Coach. Oh, you know who would be a great? You know where I think he would fit in perfectly?
New Orleans.
Because, yeah, he could coach the Saints. But you know where
Just
I think
defensive
a
coordinator.
college team. Yeah, a college team. I think he would fit in well because of the coach that's there now is Oklahoma State. Because him and Mike Gundy on the same.
Could you
That would
imagine?
be gold. That would be gold.
Those poor kids, man. I would not want to be coached by Mike Gundy and fucking Coach Orgeron. That's too much. That's
Could you
overkill.
imagine? Rest in peace, Mike Leach. But could you imagine if we would have ever gotten and Ed Orgeron on the same?
Oh my god. It would have been a sitcom.
The sound. I saw a post one time that said the greatest rivalry was Ed Orgeron versus closed captioning.
Yes. Yes.
Him and Mike Leach on the same staff would have been the sound bites we would have gotten.
Oh yeah.
You could have filmed it like The Office. It would have been the best shit in the world.
Brian Kelly's only a couple lines away from being the exact same thing, but with his our players get an executed line. He just needs a couple
Oh
more.
my God.
He needs a couple
That
more
was
one-liners.
incredible.
He needs a couple more one-liners.
I was thinking about that game the other day, that Florida State Notre Dame, because we did that show like the week after that, because I was on vacation in Bernie, and we were sitting in the cabin just watching it on TV, just chilling.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, that was quite fun.
It's a hell of a time. Well, my man, do you want to pick some games? We only got 3 to pick from until
Let's
our
do
next
it.
show. We got Navy, Notre Dame, San Jose State, USC, and Florida and Utah.
All right.
So Navy
yeah,
and Notre Dame. Let me get the specs. on it.
Notre Dame's going to win, but I'm going to be cheering for Navy.
It's gonna be a what is this? It's gonna be a 1:30 game. NBC. Navy. Do they have any hope? Navy has lost 3 of the last 5, but you know how it is. It's a brand new year, so we really can't say that. It's gonna be in Aviva Stadium, which is
In Dublin,
in
Ireland.
Dublin. Okay, so this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be like last year whenever they played Northwestern, which that was a spooky
And
game.
Nebraska.
Yeah, Northwestern, Nebraska, because that was a spooky game because Nebraska was up.
Somebody signed. You remember that running back from
The running back from where you cut out.
guy? Northwestern?
Yeah.
Hall or whatever his name is, the white guy?
Yeah.
He got signed by an NFL roster. He's
Did
in
he
Madden.
really? Good for
Yeah,
them.
and that dude was a beast in that game.
No.
Northwestern didn't really do shit the rest of the year, but he ran all over.
This would be a fun game, though. This is going to be a similar situation to last year. I bet you if we have another, if everyone there gets free beer like they did last year. Well, last year it was
Oh my
because
God.
the thing went down, right? Like the registers
Yeah,
went down and they just gave out free beer.
Yeah,
So I hope.
because they were in London, right?
No,
It was
they
London?
were in Dublin last year for that game. So this is going to be the same thing. This won't be as close or as fun, but it was a spooky game last year, so maybe Navy can do something. Maybe Notre Dame's going to shit the bed. Give me Notre Dame.
I talk about it a lot, and it's one of those weird things, like ins and outs of college, like especially college football, not necessarily NFL, but college football. Those time zone changes, buddy. I'm telling you.
Things can get weird.
You know, both teams are kind of from the East Coast. You know, Navy's in Maryland, Notre Dame's in.
What I bet you's going to happen, they're going to go into the half, and Notre Dame's going to be up like 10-6 and panicked because they're only up by 4. Like something like that's going to happen.
Yeah, because they're not going to have time to do anything because Navy runs the triple option.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever want to watch, we say it every time there's a triple option game. If you want to watch a fast football game, put this game on.
Yeah, it'll go.
It's going to be over so fast.
It will. It will.
Speaking of games going fast, I want to talk a little bit about MLB. This pitch clock bullshit is the worst fucking thing you have ever done.
Why?
Period.
Why?
Because baseball was the one sport that was not timed.
That was the problem with it, in my opinion. I got shit to do, man. Let's get this game on the road.
Every other sport is timed. Baseball. I wanted baseball to be the
golf
one
is not timed.
Yes, like every other team sport, for the most part, is timed.
Mm-hmm.
There's quarters, there's halves, shit like that. Baseball was the one. Baseball could take all night, but that was just baseball.
Because an inning doesn't expire via time; it expires via outs.
Exactly.
There's nothing in basketball. There's no like set amount of things that happen in basketball for it to, you know.
Yeah. So
well, if that's the case, do you feel
baseball.
like there shouldn't be because in hang on, let me think about this for a second. In the NBA, there's a shot clock because you can't hold the ball for X amount of time to keep the ball away. Same in football. Yeah. Like there's 4 downs, like there are outs, right? In baseball,
there's also a play clock.
Right, there's a play clock, and again, it's because you can't just have the clock run out. You can't just hold the ball and just, you know. So the idea is you only have so much time you can waste. I see your point because there's not necessarily an advantage to waiting around, but I think it's truly just like for the pace of play. We've lost
certain moments that happen in baseball. Like there's a big at bat coming up and it's a star player and they could take that slow trot walkout song play and like the crowd can get into, and then they can have a little bit of a stare off the batter and pitcher and the batter, right? Now you can't do that. They just gotta walk up there and like, dude, you remember the Astros? You remember Luis Garcia, the Astros pitcher that rocks the baby?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the pitch clock, he can't rock the baby, which threw him out of his rhythm, which is why he had to have. There's been, I promise you, if you look, there's an uptick in Tommy John surgery. And I guarantee you it's because of the pitch clock. They got these pitchers out of their rhythm, shit they were used to doing. You know what Kyle Tucker can't do anymore? He can't walk up and grab a handful of wear gloves. He doesn't have time to do that anymore because of the pitch clock. He has to wear batting gloves. And he's having like an MVP style season. But it was just one of those things. Baseball was not supposed to be timed, right? And now they've essentially made it timed.
I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, those are excellent points, but at the same time,
imagine Game 5 of the 2017 between the Dodgers and Astros, and all those crazy home runs.
But aren't they doing
a pitch clock.
Aren't they doing a longer pitch clock in the playoffs though?
I don't know.
Because it would make sense to me that they would do that. That they give you longer.
I think you could have the pitch clock for the regular season, turn it off. Because in baseball playoffs are the most exciting playoffs.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Because every single thing that happens in the game matters. Every pitch, every bunt, every hit,
that's true
matters.
That's true for any playoffs ever. But I see what you're saying. Like it's.
But because of the way baseball is structured, like obviously every pass in a playoff game, like in the NFL, is gonna matter. But like, you don't really like.
But what you're saying is like there's a certain amount of like rushing that you're used to doing in football and every other sports, but in baseball it's just like
Yeah, but because in baseball, I mean, in football, you have to keep going.
yeah, there's a
Baseball's
certain
not
rhythm.
timed.
I think it's just because the rhythm hasn't been developed yet. But if it becomes the new norm, then yeah, everyone will adapt to it.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. I see what they're trying to do, but
Yeah. There's a side rant about baseball. Speaking of games shorter, the NCAA changed some rules this year. The clock will no longer stop on a first down,
oh, thank God.
which I heavily disagree with.
Really?
I am so opposed to that. Because
See-
that was the one thing that made college football different.
That's the overtime
There's going to be
rule.
exciting plays. Yeah, well, the overtime rules are garbage now anyway. So like, I guess it doesn't really matter. But like now, you can't imagine the kick six would not have happened with this. Wouldn't have happened.
I mean, I guess that's true.
That one in the Iron Bowl in 2019 with that
God, that was exciting.
field goal on a 1 second running clock. Now it happened.
That would have been. I just want to watch football, man. We're sitting here talking about this.
Yeah.
USC
I
and
saw
San Jose
it.
State. Which one you got?
USC by
Same.
a country mile.
By a mile, yeah. And then Utah and Florida, and they're going to be in Salt Lake.
In Utah. Yeah, give me the Utes.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about what Florida's doing now that Anthony Richardson's gone.
They have Graham Mertz transferred from Wisconsin.
He could surprise some people. I'm going with the
You know
Utes
who
too
plays-
because they're at home. It just feels
You
like
know who plays for Wisconsin now, though?
who that?
Tanner Mordecai.
Well, damn, we're just bouncing around, aren't we?
He transferred there and he just had two incredible seasons the past 2 years.
Things just changed so much. And then what do we have our actual week one? We got what's the big games that weekend? We got Tennessee and Virginia. All right, fine.
Texas, Bama is that weekend?
Is it? No,
I
Texas,
think-
Texas and Rice.
Oh, okay. So Texas Bama is the 9th. UNC versus South Carolina.
Colorado and
It's a game day
TCU. Circle that one.
Colorado's winning that game.
Circle
it.
that one.
Stamp it. Colorado's winning. Go Buffaloes.
Yeah,
I love everything that Deion Sanders is doing.
TCU is a 21-point favorite. Take the under?
That's bullshit.
Take the under?
That's absolute bullshit.
They don't cover?
Yeah. You know, another game, I think it's week one. Michigan and East Carolina play week one. Do they play on the second?
I'm looking. Penn State and West Virginia should be fun.
That's going to be a good game.
North Carolina, South Carolina should be fun.
That's going to be a good
Your
game.
number 24 ranked Tulane Green Wave is going to be playing that weekend as well. And
Who
of
do they
course, they play South Alabama. And of course,
That'll be a good game. South Alabama was good last year. They won.
that'll be fun. And of course, the Camping World kickoff. Your Louisiana State University Tigers and Florida State Seminoles. Do you think it's
Ain't going
going
to be Marvin's room in it this year, buddy. Let me
think it's going to be different, huh? I don't know, man.
Because I think Jaden Daniels is a dark horse for the Heisman, and
Say that again. You cut out.
I think LSU might win the West again.
It could. Very well could.
Jaden Daniels is probably a dark horse for the Heisman, too.
What about our guy that's coaching at Florida State who we like? What's his name again?
Mike Norvell.
Norvell. Yeah. We'll see.
Florida State's going to be very good this year. It's going to be Florida State and Clemson in the ACC championship.
I'm ready to watch.
Also, you know who might go to the ACC championship?
Who that?
Louisville, because Louisville doesn't have to play Clemson or Florida State this.
Wow.
They have an absolute cakewalk.
They'll
They
blow
might
it.
start the season 6-0,
They'll blow it
probably.
somehow.
But yeah,
Yeah.
there's always that one team that's like, oh, they're gonna do really good, and then they do good for a little while, and then they lose the game they shouldn't. Also, I'm calling two upset. I'm not calling an upset. I'm gonna call a game that's gonna be way closer than the experts think it's gonna be. If you look at the line for this game, it is I'm talking about East Carolina versus Michigan.
Oh, you think so?
I think it happened.
I saw that one.
Michigan is going to win the game, but if you are a betting person, you are a betting man, and you live in a bet on sports, take that plus 35.5. I promise you it'll be closer than that.
Yeah, 36 right now. Over under is 51. Under.
Under. Take the under.
Yeah.
That game's going to be... And Jim Harbaugh got suspended for the first 3 games for buying a kid a cheeseburger.
What are we doing? You know, what are we doing?
Also, they just suspended one of LSU's linebackers for the game in Florida State because of something that he got before NIL was a...
God, I love football. It's just so much fun, all this shit. I'm so happy we're back. I'm so happy we're back.
I know, man. Also, I hope our high school their game tonight because they had.
Oh yeah, that's right.
As compared to our high school's history in football, they had an awful season last year.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be that way for a while now, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what Josh thinks. He was saying these are the culture changes when you have someone like that leave. You know.
Yeah. Could have had his initials are TF. I know you know who I'm talking about. Him. But we didn't hire him.
Well, guys, hell of a first show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're at
fun.
our good hour. Yeah, I know.
While.
We should just do. I think this year we just keep it a little more chill. I think we can make our picks every week and stuff. I think honestly, if there's a very heated pick, we will just hotly contest.
If there's a
it.
game we disagree on,
we'll just make it. We'll just make a big deal about it. You know, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Will, thank you for joining. Brian, I know you're probably off doing something else, but if you catch this, if you watch the replay, appreciate you, my man. Be good. We'll hope to see you next week.
How many did we have this week?
It just kept saying it was been stuck.
It says five watching.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So Will, Brian, myself, and who else?
Whoever, some mystery folks.
Whoever.
But we appreciate you. So we'll be back next week, probably around the same time. I'd imagine. Well, I guess actually next week we won't because we have a little something to do. Maybe we'll do Thursday. Yeah, we
can do Thursday. I would say Thursday's usually Commander night for us, but
maybe we'll do Thursday
because we're gonna be together on Friday. We'll
see what we can do. So, guys,
we can do Thursday while the Utah Florida.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I'm into that. Let's do that. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, take care of yourselves, leave a comment, post to MySpace. We will
Welcome to season 5, y'all.
Season 5, baby. We're here. We're out here. Y'all be good, man.
It's the best time of the year.
It's the best time.